Karol Rosa is that name. You know, she's a name that's been around in the women's bantamweight division. She's someone who, for a split minute, bro, for like a stretch of a couple fights, I was like, oh, she's gonna eventually fight for the title. And then you just kind of lose some of the fights that maybe you shouldn't lose. Cornolle comes in. She's a little bit on the older side, but she's been winning. Even though I think I've gone against her in almost every single one of her UFC fights, except one of them or whatever the case may be, and she just keeps winning. That's the point. Had a hard outing against Jacqueline Cavalcanti, right? But that's a pretty skilled opponent in my opinion. But when you look at Rosa and you look at the losses, look at the losses here. Sarah McMahon, Olympic silver medalist right there, no longer in the UFC. Norma Dumont, who I think is going to be she's fighting a title eliminator against Raquel Pennington coming up soon. So, all right, that aged well. Irene Aldana didn't age the best, but, it was a fun fight. And then Eileen Perez right here. And in that Perez fight, AJ, give me some thoughts on this one, man. I think that it's like she did everything right, except when you got taken down, you just couldn't get up. That's it. Everything else was classic Rosa. You walked her down, beat up the legs. You beat them up in places where maybe the judges don't care as much. Because if you're not hurting your opponent with calf kicks, I feel like it doesn't get graded the same. It doesn't get scored the same as beating them up to the body or bloodying up their face. What do you think?
That's what I was going to say, Derek. You did everything right except show how much damage you actually did in the fight. Because, yeah, you get kicked in the leg, it hurts, but there's a difference between when it turns you and then everybody starts oohing and on. The judges don't really know that, like, though it is as impactful as it is until they see actual movement or damage or something like that. So that was one thing, especially because it did with what in the Eileen Perez fight. One of the things that not necessarily frustrated me, but would have, if this was something that was a little more invested in, like, as my fighter, right? You don't really seem like you're going for the kill, even though you have the opportunity to do that. Kind of just kept the foot or the gas pedal at 50%.
Yeah. So defensively sound, you're not willing to take risks and step on the gas and just see what happens right there. So it was pretty and it was good and it was textbook, but you didn't do enough. So it doesn't matter. Like, not really. You can't walk through the rain and not get wet. Like, that's part of the game, right? So I think she's going to kind of need to do that, especially against a fighter like Cornolle, who is going to she's going to make her impact felt, in my opinion. She's going to go out there, she's going to look for blood. But AJ, this is another one of those ones where when I was looking at this, I was like, man, Cornolle's live, bro. She's live. I don't care what anyone says. Plus 150, she's live. But her path is not going to be the thing that I think everybody is going to anticipate. When you look on paper right here, what is it showing? 2 Muay Thai strikers right here, which is like, all right, that's fine. But I actually think Cornolle's path isn't striking, man. I think grappling is her path. I think that Cornolle, who's coming off of a submission victory against Haley Cohen, which was kind of impressive, right? Because Cohen was the grappler. I think if she takes down Rosa or pins her up against the cage and the clinch and just trips and gets her down, I don't know if Rosa can get up. What do you think?
That's exactly what I was thinking, Derek. The note for Cornolle is expect takedowns and then her to hunt to that finish. That's what I think she's going to be best at in this position. And one thing that's going against Karol Rosa for this is she does have a calm, consistent approach, right? She's solid. Karol Rosa is always doing the same thing. Very cool, very poised in how she goes about it. But when somebody has the energy and the momentum to just push you right past that and not let you get to your game plan, if Cornolle can do that, I see a victory coming for her on that ground game, like you're saying.
Now, here's the tough part. I mean, the number looks kind of crazy. 11% takedown accuracy, for Cornolle. So not great, right? But she's opportunistic. It's off a scramble. It's off of something kind of strange, right? Rosa, not fantastic grappling defense. And I do think she got frozen up a little bit in that Eileen Perez fight because, Perez is good, bro. You can't deny that. Perez is good. She's good at what she does. Her skill set is very specific and is very effective. Now, I think if this is a clean fight, if this is a clean boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai type scrap right here, I think Rosa kind of owns this matchup right here. From what I saw, is Cornolle is more explosive, but she's just a little less technically sound. And what I mean by that is Rosa is just more tight, as we had mentioned. Just more tight, more crisp. Cornolle's willing to kind of put herself out there a little bit more. So I think she needs to force the grappling. I think that's her path. Make it ugly in the clinch. And she can be a live dog. And I will be regretting this pick if that's going to be the case. But I think I have to keep it locked in as a pick on Karol Rosa, because I don't know if I can do minus 175 right here. I don't think that I see enough value to actually bet hard-earned dollars on the unpredictable, inconsistent Karol Rosa right here. What do you think?
I can totally see that side of the argument, Derek. In fact, I was there probably 30 minutes before I submitted my picks. I'm rocking with the underdog. I'm taking the live money right here at plus 150. I'm going Nora Cornolle. Man, money line. I mean, all day. I'm with Derek. I think her path to victory is just push that pressure, keep it going, let Karol Rosa get pushed up against that fence, hunt for a takedown, finish the fight. I mean, hopefully we cash in on an underdog, but I do think this one is a bet because it's very, very close, and I can see this fight unfolding on many, many ways. Excuse me, this fight's this is a pick, not a bet, because of all the uncertainty that could go into this fight.
Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was originally on Cornell for this fight, but I had to switch it up. We're not gonna give you guys just a clean slate of the same picks on both sides right here. Of course, we're always gonna give you the consensus where you see it, but in a fight that can go, it can go a couple different ways. I'll rock chalk. AJ's rocking the live. So tail who you feel accordingly, and may the odds ever be in your favor. All right.